Before the 2008 film, Iron Man was nowhere near the top of the popularity list. In the late 90s to early 2000s, the Marvel Big Three were Spider-Man, Wolverine, and the Hulk. If you had a Marvel poster in 2007, those three were the focal points. By 2015, that poster had changed. It was Tony, Cap, and Thor. Iron Man was on the rise in the mid-2000s, appearing in more animated shorts and video game covers. But he needed something to push him over the edge. He needed his year one, his Dark Knight Returns. He needed to look cool, because let's be honest, you can have the greatest writing in the world, but if your hero doesn't look cool, no one's picking the book off the shelf. That moment came in 2004 when Marvel released Iron Man Extremis, written by Warren Ellis with art by Adi Granoff. This comic was explicitly designed to modernize Tony Stark because, frankly, no one cared about Iron Man anymore. Tony originally got shrapnel in his chest during Vietnam. Extremis changed that to the Middle East, making the character relevant to a post-9/11 world, which is exactly what we later saw in the MCU movie. But the art is what grabbed people first. Adi Granoff's hyper-realistic, gritty style made Extremis feel like a Hollywood movie on the page. The suit design was absolutely beautiful, upgrading Iron Man from a costume to a piece of armor technology that felt like it could be real. The art was so influential that Jon Favreau brought Granoff on to do concept art for the film. This comic directly influenced the future of the character's look and aesthetic, but the story is what cemented this as a masterpiece. It opens with Tony sleeping in a messy lab, not a penthouse, awakened by a phone call, reminding him of an interview with John Pillinger, a documentary filmmaker clearly based on Michael Moore. When Tony gets ready, he stares in the mirror and says, "I hate it when you look at me like that." Immediately, Extremis establishes that Tony has a guilty conscience and is deeply unhappy with himself. Outside Stark HQ, protesters carry signs, "Guns don't kill people, Stark does." This is the core of Tony's guilt. He used to make and sell weapons to the military, and he has blood on his hands. During the interview, Pillinger confronts Tony about his weapons killing innocent children in Afghanistan, asking how the Iron Man suit is any different from those defense weapons. Tony responds with one of the most important lines of his character history, "I never claimed to be perfect. I always knew that there would be blood on my hands. I'm trying to improve the world." Then he turns it on Pillinger. "You've been uncovering disturbing things for 20 years. Have you changed anything?" This interaction perfectly sets up the mentality of Tony Stark going forward, a man haunted by his demons, but desperate to change the future for the better. He acknowledges that his work is important, but questions if it actually makes a difference. Tony knows that with his power, he is actually capable of making one. The villain is Malin, a domestic terrorist who injected himself with the Extremis virus, a biotech weapon that completely changes your biology, essentially giving you super soldier abilities on crack. He mirrors Tony as what Tony fears becoming, a dangerous piece of technology with unchecked power. Malin attacks an FBI building, killing dozens. Tony goes after him and gets his ass handed to him. Malin is simply quicker and stronger. Tony realizes his armor isn't enough, it's limiting. He is a man controlling a machine, while Malin's body is the power. Critically wounded, Tony chooses to get airlifted to the Extremis lab instead of a hospital. He wants to be injected with the virus. He no longer wants to be a man controlling a machine, he wants it to be part of him. During the procedure, Tony is put into a coma, and we get the iconic origin flashback, the one adapted almost panel for panel in the 2008 movie. We see Tony waking up in the cave, meeting Ho Yinsen, the shrapnel in his chest, and the creation of the Mark I armor. When Tony wakes up, the Extremis has successfully integrated into his body. He can now control the Iron Man suit directly from his brain. It flies to him and interfaces with his nervous system. He is now the ultimate weapon, a true invincible Iron Man. Tony tracks down Malin for a rematch. This time, Tony dominates. He drops one of the hardest lines in comic history. "You know why you frightened me? Why I had to deal with you myself? I made the first version of the suit to save myself and a friend from criminals with guns. I must have killed 50 people trying to free us, and my friends still died. 20 years later, you're my nightmare. The version of me that couldn't see the future. Some murder-happy hillbilly who never in his life had a thought about what these tools are for. Tony has become the future, while Malin represents the past. Indiscriminate violence without purpose. When Malin refuses to stop, Tony is forced to deliver a killing blow. He kills the thing he most feared becoming. This fulfills his earlier promise. All I have is making the future and stopping the animals who want to take that future away from people. At the end, Tony is finally able to look at himself in the mirror without hate. Extremis is a masterpiece of superhero storytelling. It laid the groundwork for the Tony Stark we love today, the guilt-ridden, future-obsessed genius who will stop at nothing to make the world better because he made it worse in the past. It gave us the modern origin. It gave us the sleek, realistic armor design. It gave us the philosophical complexity. Without Extremis, there's no Robert Downey Jr. performance. There's no MCU. There's no iconic status. If you want to start reading Iron Man comics, start here. It's only 6 issues, paced like a movie. From there, move to Civil War to understand his role in the universe. Then check out Matt Fraction's Invincible Iron Man run from 2008. The mid to late 2000s era of Iron Man captured something the movies moved away from. A gritty, grounded aesthetic that felt dangerous and real. As much as I love the MCU and RDJ, I do kind of miss this more visceral Iron Man. Extremis didn't just change Iron Man, it saved him. It took a forgotten character and made him the blueprint for the modern superhero. It proved that you can teach an old dog new tricks, as long as you're willing to break him down and rebuild him from the inside out. If you like this breakdown, hit the like button. It helps the channel more than you know. And if you want more comic analysis, MCU origins, and superhero storytelling deep dives, subscribe to This is Comic Logic and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Also, tell me in the comments, what topic should I cover next? The complete history of the Iron Man armor, why Matt Fraction's run is essential, or the comic stories that inspired the MCU Phase 1? Drop your suggestions below. This is Comic Logic, and thank you all for watching.